place. We're getting worried about the quorum. So glad everybody showed up. Thank you. Thank you for all of our guests and attendees being here today. We'll go ahead and call our meeting into order. The Purchasing Committee, February 15th, 2022. Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Cook?
Here.
Commissioner Gammon?
Present.
Commissioner Gooch?
Here.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Here.
Commissioner Key?
Here.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Here.
Chairman Ketchum?
Here. Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the December 21st meeting, 2021.
Mr. Chair, I have read those minutes and found them to be in order, so my motion is to approve the minutes.
I have a motion for
Second.
approval of the minutes and a second from Commissioner Buchanan. Any additions or deletions? Seeing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
She was second.
She was second, I'm sorry. You just looked at me and smiled, so I
Always
I'm sorry, Commissioner Cook. You were
It's
looking,
okay.
I just looked right past you. Okay. So, first on the agenda, members, we have what we have taken under advisement from the last meeting. So it's flooring at PAWS. Michael? You are recognized.
Thank you, sir. If you'll recall, there were two bids that were taken in December. One was from a company called American Coatings, and the second was from a company called Titan Garage Flooring. I had maintenance review these bids with me. Our recommendation is to go with American Coatings. They are not the lowest bid. There's about a $2,000 or $3,000 difference between the two. However, the American Coatings offers a 5-year warranty for our application. They will come and inspect it every 6 months for those 5 years and take care of any issues, whereas the Titan flooring only comes with a 1 year. And based upon our application and the abuse that it gets being cleaned every day, the recommendation is to go with the American Coatings.
And what was the amount of each?
The amount for the Titan Garage was $31,251, and the amount of the American Coatings was $35,318. So it's actually about $4,000. But having that extra 4 years of warranty, we thought was well worth that.
Well, what's covered in the warranty?
Anything, any issues that we have with it, they will take care of, and they will come and inspect every 6 months, looking for those issues. The other thing is Titan Garage Flooring didn't include everything within their bid. We asked for 3 references and for them to go through the process of what it would entail. The American Coatings did include references. I reached out to the one that matched our application, which was a dog boarding facility. The lady said that she had them do most of her facility and another company do another part. She was very pleased with them. She said she did have one very small issue, and they called that on the 6-month warranty and took care of it at no charge. So she said, I've had to utilize that, but she says very, very pleased with their work.
I can't recall, is that epoxy coating?
It's an epoxy type flooring. This would be, what we have now is just one solid epoxy floor. This would come back in and put flake on it as well, and it would make it to where it would be a little bit less slick when it's wet.
Is it in your budget and everything?
Well, that was going to be my next thing. We appropriated $40,000 out of the governor's grant to cover this and the hot water heater.
That was go 20,
I think it was this year's money, the 21.
21.
Mm-hmm. So once we paid for the water heater, there's $32,051 that remain. So that puts us short $3,266. Being that we replaced the air conditioning units this year, we're in the process of that. I'm running better than I expected on my building maintenance, so I should be able to cover the extra $3,200 out of my current budget, along with what's left out of the governor's.
Would a motion need to, for that purpose, in the budget?
Yes, sir.
Okay, based upon the warranty concerns, I'll move for American Coating and send it to budget.
Second.
One other question. Well, what's the time frame on this?
That's going to be the hard part. Once they start, it's like a 2 or 3 day process. They said once they started it, they would keep going, work throughout the night until they had to stop for drying. But once it's done, it can't be have any chemicals on it for 7 days. So it's going to be a lot of planning to get all of it done. We're basically gonna have to shut down
Mm-hmm.
rooms at a time, which is gonna be difficult, but we're gonna make it work.
Okay.
We don't really have a choice.
When can they start though?
We haven't discussed start times.
Okay.
Okay, we've heard the motion. Is there a second?
Yes, sir.
Second.
I don't think he knows you're here.
Yes. All right, Michael, another question.
The one question I had was, you said send it to budget, but we had already sent
That's
the
correct.
gov money, it's already been
Yeah,
approved.
it's already been approved.
So we should just be able to issue the purchase orders.
It's just, this
So
was,
nothing would
that
need
is
to be
correct.
moved
We
around.
took it under advisement and it was already passed, under,
It went through budget and commission for the gov money back, I think, in October, November.
Yes, that's
Because
correct.
we've already spent the hot water heater money. The only thing that I'll have to work with is, we may have to issue 2 POs, one for the gov money and one out of my budget to meet up to make.
Okay, then I'll take the, send it to budget out of my motion. Or is that correct?
okay, yes.
I'll second it again.
Okay.
Thank you. I just didn't want to add another month process if he's able
That's
to go ahead
fine,
and get
that's, yeah.
started.
Thanks
Since
for
we've done
correcting.
that.
All those in favor of accepting the budget as corrected? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Call roll, please.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Gammon?
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Key?
Yes.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Yes.
Chairman Ketchum?
Aye. All right.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
Okay, next we have food service for the sheriff, JUV Detention Correctional Work Center. Preble?
We got it worked out.
I didn't think so. All right, we've got representatives from all. So your comment is to the committee, you got it worked out?
We have got it worked out.
Okay, so you feel comfortable
I
with
do right now.
going with Summit? I believe that is what you took under advisement, and I believe that
Okay.
all three agencies are okay with that. We did have a meeting with the president from Summit. He flew in from South Dakota. We sat down and met. We had an understanding, and I believe that everybody's good and moving forward. They've already made some
I met the
changes.
new food director.
Got a new food
I
director
really
at your
enjoyed
facility.
Speaking with her.
Okay.
I would, first time we've ever done it like this is had a 2-year pricing program, like we did 1 year and 1 year. And I'm not being pessimistic, but because I'm not gonna be here, I would like it set up for the next 2 years, that if something did happen and something happened, that somebody here would make a decision to make a motion of some sort. Trinity's willing to honor their pricing through the second year. If the contract does go bad or something doesn't go the way we need to, that Trinity, since they are second anyway, that we wouldn't have to go through the bid process for at least 2 years. Don't know that you can do it, that's why I'm asking y'all.
Well, I don't know that they can do that.
Who?
Was the Summit?
No.
Oh.
If for any reason we decide to pull out of the contract because they're not doing what they said, and I don't think they won't, I believe everything will go smoothly.
We have a 90-day out
But
clause.
I like the option of the second bidder being at the plate, you know, and they've agreed that they will keep their pricing for 2 years. It's just in case anything happens.
You're talking about Trinity. Well,
Right.
let's.
You understand what I'm saying? I just want to
Now
fail
that I've asked some
safe
questions, okay, so
Okay.
what she's saying is that Trinity, who was the high bid,
the second bidder.
the second bidder, we took it under advisement. Summit came in cheaper, we met with Summit, they've promised to make changes, and that's what is before you today. What she's asking is that we go with Trinity, if we back out of Summit.
For at least 2 years, because the pricing's set for 2 years. They've got their pricing right here.
Are they
So-
willing to accept that?
Yes, Trinity said they would keep their pricing and do it.
Okay,
They just have to negotiate with you on contract, but
sure.
the pricing would be what they put in here. It's a fail-safe for me, that's all. We feeding a bunch of people, I need somebody that's gonna come in.
That's just verbal though, right? We're not contractually,
There's no
Yeah.
contract.
that's good though. That
think.
It would cover me for 2 years. They might be fine, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like after talking to everybody
You gonna
and
come back 2
meeting
years?
Miss Pat, no. But, no, sir. I feel like we have the type of lady we need in that. She ran a 1,200 bed facility. We talked for, I don't know, Joseph, how long, an hour?
Yes, sir.
I was very comfortable with her, and I feel
Well-
like she'll speak up.
But for
So-
clarity for our minutes, let's go ahead and move, instead of combining the two, let's
Okay.
come back and make that a separate motion, if that's the will of the committee. So the motion before you now is to accept Summit, based on their contract pricing. Somebody
Second.
make the motion.
Thank
You
you.
make the motion. Your second. Any further,
Make it.
any
So he's
further
wanting your
discussion? Or deletions? All right.
We might call you back in.
You have to find me, Miss Cook.
She gonna be on the beach somewhere.
All right. Call the room, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Gammon?
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Key?
Yes.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Yes.
Chairman Ketchum?
All right. Okay, now before you is what Trevor was talking about. If something happens to Summit, we withdraw, then we would honor Trinity at their current pricing, which is good for 2 years.
So moved.
Have a motion?
Second.
Second. Okay, call the roll.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Gammon?
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Key?
Yes.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Yes.
Chairman Ketchum?
Aye. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Summit. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's about dinner time out there.
Whenever they get the contracts.
Okay, members, new biz, we've got convenient centers improvements for solid waste. Come on up, Bishop. We have 11 invitations were mailed and we have 1 sealed bid. Okay, this is, members, this bid is from Perry Construction Company, LLC. They are from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I believe they're present. Okay, first bid on, this is Rockvale. Y'all ready to write? $1,115,369.37. 1,115,369.37.
I'll share it with you. Just one bidder.
All right. Next bid is on Smyrna Convenience Center. This is a new location. 1,520,276.19. $1,520,276.19. Leanna. 1672646. $1,672,646. Landfill Road. 1,556,576. So that's 1,556,576,576 for a total of $5,864,867. There was some pennies in there, so 97 cents. Okay, it looks like he's got his bid bond, Iran Diversification Act, monitoring form compliance survey, non-discrimination, looks like everything. Got his W-9, drug-free workplace, illegal immigrants, non-conclusion affidavit, everything's in order. All right, members, questions? We have the bidder here,
How many how many were sent out?
11.
11.
If you recall, members, back 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when Mac was here, we sent out bids and got 0 bidders, just for one location. That one location was Indiana.
Is there a budget on this? Or
We do have the money in our solid waste.
That's where we were planning on taking the money. We've got,
It's in budget.
we've got 9 million something in our
Yes.
fund balance. And that's where we were planning on taking that from.
Now, these, will these be similar as far as the project, the end result?
Some are larger than others.
Okay.
However, if you want to, Mr. Director, you can go into more detail
The,
for the commissioner.
Each one has a little bit of uniqueness. Of course, Rockvale is split up into 2 sections, one across the road from the other. So there's going to be a completely new facility built on one side, and the other side will be a remodel, revamp, which is indicative in the lower cost there. The Smyrna site, Weekly Lane, currently, that'll be a complete relocation, which is going to be quite a bit larger. It's going to have a larger footprint. It's going to move the traffic off of Weekly Lane.
That's our busiest location.
Then the Leanna Center, which is currently one of the smallest centers that we have in a 14 that we operate. This will dramatically increase its footprint and allow for it to adequately serve the citizens that it's serving now. And the landfill road, which will take the place of the Walter Hill Convenience Center, it'll move the center down Landfill Road and put it past our gate on our property, right down the road from our scale house that we have there. They all have a little bit of difference in there, but they all are going to be a larger footprint. Their model is larger from a footprint perspective, as well as there'll be ramps that have up to 2 per section for when you're unloading your bulky items. You can put your bulky items down instead of having to lift them over. So there's a little bit more grading and grading work that'll be required on these than would be in a typical flat convenience center. There's also new convenience center attendant shelters, and the model that those are going to be looking at as well, lighting, and some landscaping improvements to make these look a little bit, look a lot more modern.
Our plans are to be open longer, take more products. We'll be taking waste oil. We'll be open.
Speaking of the convenience centers, we definitely need to look at Laverne, because they park out, they line up on Sand Hill Road.
Sand
You
Hill.
can't get it either way.
Yes, ma'am. I was out there around Christmas directing traffic myself, so I'm fully aware of that. And safety is an issue at a lot of these with
It is.
just the amount of people that
Right.
are coming to these centers. So
Well, the county's growing,
It is.
and that's why it is a backup.
That one's in Carroll's district, but I was out getting some signatures a few weeks ago, And the lady brought it up to me, it needs to be graded. It was
Yeah, we got some potholes out there.
potholes. That might be something we can go to earlier, but that's in another, I guess we bring that up in
Yeah, that's in
property
another-
management or something, be best to bring that up in.
Just
So
be
they
aware
will-
of it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
They will receive similar items, recyclables, solids, metals.
Yes, we will receive everything that we're currently taking, plus we look to take used oil and antifreeze. I'd like to also collect lead acid batteries on site. And we have potential at each one of these centers to grow, to add one more compactor than is even on the list, should we need to in the future, which is.
Still staffing with one person.
We're looking at changing
That'll be-
staffing as
That'll be in
well.
the budget. We'd like
Yeah.
to change the staffing and have one full-time person at our larger locations and then some part-time people. But
Very
that'll
good.
be coming up in the budget. We, Steve and Bishop and myself went down at the invitation of Bedford County, met with Bedford County more last week. They have these new compactors that are being made in Chapel Hill, and they're pretty awesome. You can actually put this guy pulls up and put a recliner in it, and it's longer, so we'll have to increase probably, if this bid is awarded, we'll increase the length of the pad and the steel runners for the dumpster to sit down on, but they're longer, and Bishop thinks that they'll pay for themselves just in trips because you can compact more stuff in it. It's got two compression cylinders in them, which really packs that stuff in there. It was crushing the stuff. Guy pulls up and put a mattress in it.
Yep. They'd saved, when they came, they saved a bunch of furniture to throw in there for us to watch it work. And the wonderful thing about this piece of equipment is it has already, for them, replaced a lot of their need for open top containers. So that would free up room on our footprint for more recycling receptacles and for less requirements for our drivers to have to do those repeat loads up and down to the landfill.
So that'd probably work better. Sort of the issue we have right now, when we take trash to T-Dot, when we're picking up trash on the interstate and so forth, if there's pieces of tire can go in the open top,
Yes.
and we have to put the full tire. With this, do you have to do the same thing with this?
Yes, that's a requirement for a T-Deck requirement, that tires have to be quartered at minimum before they're able to be
And
disposed
metals
in that
need
way.
to be pulled out too, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And we recover the metals, so that'll, and with the having the ramp system set up on these centers where our white goods and bulk items can get thrown down into those can be strictly recoverable materials there with the use of these others. So then all of the disposable material that goes into the open top that's not recoverable, it packs together with garbage and it works really well. They're doubling the amount of material they can fit in each container per pull. Plus they're taking the heavy bulky material that's in there. So between those, the math on that is, I'm thinking a 60% reduction in the amount of trips that we'll have to make out there.
Wow, that's good.
Mr. Chair, are we looking at all the centers, or we're gonna start with these?
We're gonna start with these four. That's in this year's budget, and then we'll continue towards in next coming budget, and then thereafter, we'll start addressing all the 14 centers that we have.
Yes.
That's our vision.
Were any of these, go ahead, sorry.
I just want to know because I just inherited another one, and and they're telling me they want me out there to look at it, so I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Well,
Okay.
that's why we went ahead and purchased the church. We just signed the contract on the church out there at Rock Crusher with the intent of increasing the size out there because the population is growing towards Christiana, and
Most
so
definitely.
we have to pay attention.
Get those people off.
Traffic.
Get them off the road.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we can have one way in going up the driveway to the church and then come down
Come
and then
down.
have an exit, because right now
It's
you
tight.
can only get one in, one out.
Yep.
And
I hear that.
the mayor's office has been very, very understanding, and these centers that as we have them today, developed over 30 years ago, with a population of around 56 to 60,000 people in the county. We're at 340,000 people now. So changes like this, I think, are we're definitely going to have. We're going to be making changes in all kinds of different ways to try to accommodate the exploding population and be able to manage these materials and continue to increase our diversion rates as we go forward. That's,
It sounds like it packs it harder too than what
yes,
we
ma'am.
did.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
And it's
So
double
that's
steel
space.
in the hull of the containers. The containers are the same size, 40-yard containers, as the containers we currently pull. They're just built thicker, and they're able to compact more. And because you can put garbage, bagged garbage in with these materials as well, it removes a lot of void space that gets found in the current containers and models. So. We'll still continue to compact. Initially, we're planning on continuing to compact the cardboard in our current cardboard compacting containers. We'll have one regular standard 40-yard like we have today compactor, and then hopefully these we'll call super compactors that we have there too, with the use of the super compactors as the primary compacting unit, and then we'll use the secondary to alleviate overflow while we're doing our swap outs.
His intent on Haley Road is to turn that into one of our recycling facilities and improve that, possibly raising the old animal shelter, knocking it down. He had gravel put out there, which has been needed for a long time because they dropped the open containers in the mud, so he's doing a great job just addressing. I know it's been drinking from the
There's
fire
some
hose since
stories
you got here.
behind all that.
It's and keep posted on the Haley Road project because it is developing. I'm looking in. We've actually putting together a compactor out there for our cardboard, which will eliminate our pull requirements there by 700%. So the gravel that's going in there is going to create a route. We're going to separate and make a kind of a flow, a better flow where citizens aren't having to walk across traffic to get in there. So to increase safety, and then with in the next phases going in, I would love to be able to remove that old building and put a materials recovery facility there to where we can reduce the amount of times that we have to and increase our loads that we can take to commodity markets.
Who reclaims our cardboard?
Right now, we have a contract with Greif in Laverne, and we haul the cardboard directly to them from our compactors and office paper. They get that.
Is that a bidding process?
Greif, Greif. They're that's a great question because that was something that was in place before I got here. I believe they had a contract through bid, but I don't know what the status of that is.
That'd be interesting.
I'll have to take a
The
look at
Public
it.
Works Committee is actually looking and
think they're on
negotiating
Harvard
with
Road.
Pratt Recycling, and using our
Yeah,
20
right there on
acres that we have down at Florence
Yes.
to put in a MRF and start taking all the cardboard, the fifth largest
It's not in
cardboard
my
recycler in the world. They do all Amazon boxes, et cetera, so that could be something that the committee comes to you and asks you to vote
Well,
on.
this should help us with our other county issue that we got.
Yes, sir.
A lot of the convenience centers they're only
Yes.
taking certain items, so when we take inmates out to pick up, we're finding that trash on the side of the road.
TVs.
I mean, so that,
Yep.
Mattresses.
They
Yeah.
can put them somewhere, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
Couches.
it's been, we went out one day and we were picking up trash and it just got so bad, we're seeing large stuff. So we were just we've hit several of Commissioner Buchanan's and some of the other commissioners. And, 2 to 3 huge trailer loads of stuff on the side of the road that would normally go to the convenience centers,
Yeah.
just because convenience centers not accepting it, they're
Accepting it.
throwing them on the side of the road.
There's definitely things that I'm noticing, and a lot of things were put into place due to staff shortages and
Yeah.
COVID-19. And have been in effect for a couple of years that really do take the convenience out of these centers, and it is my goal to and I think with the development of these new centers is kind of like to show the citizens of Rutherford County what these centers could be and how this could work and set that expectation of service. That's my goal.
I'll let us get off track and I'll bring us back onto the bid at hand.
So I have a question.
It was like a public works committee meeting. We got a question from Mr. Perry. Mike, does it matter on which facility if you were awarded the bid, what location location you would start at.
That's my question.
If there's a preference or
There's check with,
there's a
Nate.
yeah, there's a preference because we had kind of balked, if you will, at Leanna. That's probably the place.
Yes,
that
start
we-
at Leanna,
Amen.
please, Lord.
we would like to start
That's
there
what I
and
go
show
to.
a sign of confidence that, you know, we told them it was coming 2.5 years ago and it never came, and we'd like to show them that, at least put a sign up saying coming soon. Okay. All right, what's the will of the committee?
To do Rockville first. Motion
They'll
to
get
approve
everything.
the bid.
Scoot back with.
And you start with Rockville.
Second.
He's working with Pettis on that.
I straight.
No, Leanna needs to go first.
All right, we have a motion.
Second.
Yeah, Ron Key's on the second. We have a motion to accept the one bid as presented for these amounts. Money would be taken from the ending fund balance of Bishop's.
When that budget
Budget.
tell you where it's taken from. You just,
Yeah,
we sending it there.
Yeah, we're sending it to budget. Let them say the same thing.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay. Yes, sir.
question, what's the timeframe as far as total completion, would you think? 2 years, will we?
It's a 1-year project, but we found we can do it a little quicker.
That's for all of them? Very good.
Good job.
We think you can too.
Depending on supplies.
Supplies, weather,
And the weather.
COVID,
And the weather.
same.
But hopefully that's all gone.
Very good.
Okay. Madam Clerk, without any further questions, call the roll.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Gammon?
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Key?
Yes.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Yes.
Chairman Ketchum?
Aye. Okay, congratulations, gentlemen.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bishop, you and Mike and everybody get to know each other real well, all right? Okay, next we have Employee Assistance Program Services, Insurance Risk Management. Mr. Director. Mr. Elam, we had 4 bids received. I don't know how many were actually mailed out.
From memory, 9, 10, and 11.
BNI? Is BNI, BNI, is that familiar?
Yep.
Okay, the first one is,
Copy for each of them. Assuming what that is.
okay, the first one is from ENI, which is Employee Network Incorporated. They're out of Vestal, New York. Vestal, New York.
If you look on page 20, towards the back,
Page 20.
on the bottom in blue. Well, way in the back. It's almost like 6 pages from the back.
I only go to 18.
Yeah, I know, that's all that too.
Hang on, maybe.
The numbers aren't quite in order.
There's another one in there. No.
Looks like that.
They didn't color yours.
Oh, it's redesigned color. Color is,
Did you say original by chance?
It's 8
pages from the very back. That's what mine are.
Count back.
Yeah, you
very
can't,
back.
you can't go by the numbers, because here's
Yeah,
20,
there's different
8 pages
pages.
later, I got 21, so. Oh,
Like this, mine's 7.
I hope they can take care of employees, but everything
I was about to say, it's kind of scary a little bit. Pages are all up, I was like,
We know
Flag.
Okay. Rutherford County's Next Gen Program Features and Fees.
You have 6 sessions today, so that $1.30 is probably the,
Okay, $1.30 for 6 sessions for eligible employees. 8 sessions is $1.40, $1.30, $1.40, and 10 sessions is $1.50. Annual investment for 1,500 employees is $23,400 for 6 sessions. 8 sessions is $25,200. 10 sessions is $27,000. And this takes care of members, it takes care of trauma response, health, telehealth, meditation services, Leadership Institute on request, okay. I'm sure we're gonna take all this under advisement.
Yep.
Okay, let you all come back to us next month, but we're just announcing basically who's quoting. It'd be hard for us to disseminate all this today. Next bid,
light services.
Who do we have now?
life services.
Well, they changed, they're all in one, EAP, life services, all in one, something.
Life Services is EAP. They're out of they're out of Indianapolis, Indiana. They're year 1 for 2,000 employees, which is higher than the last one. Their rate is 1.75. Year 2 is 1.75. Year 3 is 1.75. So $1.75 for a total 3-year fees, $126,000. Option 2, based on 6,941 employees and retirees. Year 1 is $1.38. Year 2 is $1.38. Year 3 is $1.38 for a total of $344,829. All right.
This one is super glue. Try not to break it down.
Now, you should be just at Christmas.
Don't break it down.
$1.30.
It's hard, isn't it?
And there's a-
Now it comes first.
Bubble wrap. Maybe flash drive.
To me, it's not.
That's what we-
Okay. This is from Tom Syke. Tom Syke Corporation, NBC Tower, Chicago, Illinois.
Guess all these companies are up north, huh?
Right before the exhibits, I believe it's the page before the exhibits.
Okay. Their rate for 6 sessions is $1.20. 8 sessions is $1.34. Optional life cycle kits, milestone budget, 72 cents. What does that mean? Okay, that's kind of like. This is Optum. Optum is. All right, they are from Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
The
I'm looking.
information.
Under information?
The information tabs, maybe third tab maybe.
Fee information tabs. All right. Okay, their 6-visit EAP is $1.34, and work-life services is 19 cents. Fees are guaranteed for 3 years. But they're only quoting 6 visits, not 8 and 10, right? Okay. All right, is there a motion to take these under advisement?
So moved.
Let the
Second.
experts have a motion and a second to take all 3 bids,
There were 4, there were 4.
4 bids under advisement, and report back at our next purchasing committee
What's
meeting.
that schedule?
You have it set for, that is your
Our
meeting
next
alone?
meeting is March 2nd and March 15th.
And March
So,
2nd will be for
which
this.
one, you think you need the 15th or the 2nd?
Because we're gonna present next week to the risk meeting.
Yeah, it'd be the second, because we gotta go to budget.
Okay,
So it'll be here, we'll present to the insurance committee, see if they wanna make a recommendation for purchasing, we'll come back to purchasing, and we go to budget.
sure.
It's my understanding.
Okay.
That's my understanding too.
All right. Last thing, members, I have
Thank you very
before
much,
you.
commissioners.
Thank you, gentlemen. This is basically just a third amendment lease agreement. It will be on consent, but I just need approval from this committee. For us, it runs, actually, this is for State Farm purposes. We've been using their facility to give testing. We moved the vaccinations back to the health department, so we're still doing testing, and that runs out the 28th of this month at the end of February. But just for purposes, we needed a vote, which we actually started it with another extension for 30 days. You know, we've been going 30 days, and so this just solidifies by your vote here tonight. We'll send it back to them, that they have it in their records for State Farm that it was approval. Is there approval to, I need a motion to accept the third amendment for the lease agreement for State Farm
So moved.
companies. Have a motion, and a second.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Again, March 2nd and March 15th, next meetings. Anything else to come for us? We stand adjourned.